What's up everyone, it's your good friend Koerri Elijah back with another awesome video for you guys. Now I know it's been a while probably since you've actually seen me. Thought I could do this on a live stream, and I probably could, but I felt that I should do this in a video like this. I want to send a shout out to this video's sponsor, Fermo Optical. They're an online glasses manufacturer and provider, and they do basically all different types of glasses, blue light lenses, sunglasses, different types of frames. And you want to check them out. I got a couple pairs from them. Very, very high quality glasses. I've loved both of the pairs that I've gotten from them so far. These here that I have on, these are my brand new everyday drivers. You're going to be seeing me in these a lot. And these came straight from Fermo, so shouts out to them. If you want to get a pair of glasses yourself, you can check out their website. I'll have it linked in the description below. Use code KOE 50 for 50% off your first frame. Check them out, Fermo Optical. Thank you for sponsoring this video. Like I said, I could have done this video in a live stream, but I figured I wanted to do this in this setting because this is the direction things are going, and that's the point of this entire video. So it has been, exactly to date, it has been 2 years since the situation that I'll honestly say probably most of you guys know me for occurred, and that is the uprising that happened. I was there documenting the whole thing, basically not from start because I wasn't there when the incident happened, but pretty much from start to finish, throughout the days of events, right? It's you've all seen it. Like I said, you guys have been following me and have seen most of that. If you're new to the page, because there are a lot of people that are new to the page and may not be familiar with that at all, but that's where most of the following, that's how the algorithm got me. So it's been 2 years since all of that has happened, and a lot has changed, I must say. Seeing as I'm from the town that I'm from, and it seems like it's big, but it's still very, very small. You know, things really took off in like a wild direction, I'll personally say, for me, especially at the level that I'm at here. As a content creator, you know, I got a nice size following, but I'm not the hugest content creator. But when things happen, big things happen in a small place, and you position yourself, you know, I will say it's partially my fault, the way things are, the way they are. But when you position yourself, you know, as you know, and people see you as you, it makes life interesting, I guess. I'll say, you know, it has its pros and it has its cons. So like I said, most people know me for that situation, documenting all of that as that transpired. But throughout it all, I always kind of made a point to kind of say like, hey, this is me. I'm not really giving my opinion on all of this stuff. I kind of wanted to really see what it was all about for myself, because, you know, I'm from here. I was born and raised here, and I'll always be connected to my hometown of Kenosha, right? So that's really the motivating factor of while I was out there. Of course, you know, before all of this happened, you know, I had, what was it, about 10,000, 11,000 followers or something like that before the situation with Jacob Blake happened. You know, I had been kind of going to different events and things throughout that summer just because it was an interesting summer. Not only was it an interesting summer, but it also was like a turning point in my life, I guess I'll say, where I was kind of starting anew. It was the first time I was focusing on what I wanted for myself for a very long time. So my thought process throughout all of that was like, you know, this is interesting to you. You have time. This is the lane that you've been wanting for yourself, and things that you've been doing on a smaller scale, and now that you have the opportunity to kind of ramp things up, go for it and start ramping things up. So I started kind of just getting out there, getting my feet wet, documenting things that I thought just were interesting, all while, of course, doing the Play Legit podcast, doing a bunch of content for Play Legit, and going to like Comic-Cons and hosting panels and a bunch of stuff. Like that was like the base of what I consistently was doing and wanted to do. I just felt like the live stream lane I had done, and it was things that I had been interested in. And like, again, I was working on, building up who I wanted to be, what I thought I wanted my lane to be. Never did I really like look at it from the perspective of, oh yeah, I'm being a documentarian. I kind of was like, oh, I'm doing IRL streams. The basis of everything that I was doing was under my name. I never presented things as if I was like a media operation or anything like that, So the main focus was like, hey, this is what I'm doing. These are my eyes, right? And I feel like a lot of people were receptive to that. A lot of people appreciated my non-perspective, I guess, as a lot of that stuff dwindled down, because of course, it seems like it was such a huge event, and it brought so much attention, but it really was a very small period of time that all of this actually was taking place. Throughout all of this, all of this stuff grows and it expands and expands, it bubbles over, from this small period of time, and my life is completely changed. It's changed for the good, and it's also changed for the bad, because again, you kind of get thrust in this system of notoriety, and then it's like, all right, well, you gotta build something with this. You gotta build something. You have to do something, because for one, my hand was honestly kind of forced. At that time, I was doing a lot of freelance work and stuff like that, and this kind of put me in a position where it awkwardly made it hard for me to do work for people or things that weren't private, I guess you could say, that weren't private or like institutions of them on their own. Got a lot of support from a lot of my followers and things of that nature. A lot of support from people that just wanted to say thank you for, being the eyes on the ground while all of this stuff was going on. And all of that is cool, and I appreciate all of that so very, very much. It helped me get through a lot of stuff. Unbeknownst to probably most people out there, the support that I was getting was really allowing, when I was telling people, like, this is allowing me to do this, it literally was allowing me to do it. Like, it literally was allowing me to do it, because if I wasn't getting the support, then there is no way for me to invest my time. I have to invest my time in other areas. So I definitely appreciate all of the support that I received at the time, and all of the support that I received going forward, even the support that I receive today. I definitely appreciate every single one of you. To this day, you still help keep things going. But at the same time, non-monetarily, not looking at it from the perspective of, oh yeah, like you want to make money, right? It kind of like caps what you do, and it also has made me in a way beholden to something that I didn't get in this game to do. Before everything kind of just took off, my whole ideal of what I wanted to do for me was to focus on what I wanted. And there were so many things that I was doing, like the Comic-Con stuff, all of like the pop culture entertainment stuff that I was doing was really where my heart still is, and that's where it's at right now. But over these past years, and it's, for me, it's been very, very tough, because, you want to do the things you love, but of course there's been, like, things have been kind of mapped out in a way where until, honestly, right now, I have not been in the position, at least in my opinion, to go against the grain and just turn left, that whole first year with the Jacob Blake situation, starting from 2 years ago today, headed all the way, to the end of the year, into 2021, it was focused on that, trying to get a decision, figuring out what was going on with all of that, a bunch of marches, a bunch of stuff, getting together, talking to people, and people behind the scenes reaching out from like all like different levels, media reaching out, podcasts, and TV and all of this, random stuff. Since people knew who I was, that I was the person that everybody was reaching out to try to connect people or to get information or to, place blame, like a bunch of stuff, So it was a wild year where my focus was basically forced to be focused on that. Now, of course, I had time to do other things. I had to, at the same time, balance having a page that is now blowing up that I'm trying to monetize, because to bring it back, the whole first year, my page wasn't monetized at all, right? I'm making videos, my videos are getting hundreds of thousands of views, tens of thousands of views, thousands of views, just, a wide array of, of hits, tons of engagement, millions of hits of engagement on the page. None of this is monetized at all, but it wasn't about making the money, as long as I could make sure my rent was paid and I had access to, Wi-Fi or unlimited data on my phone so I could live stream. That's all that really mattered. That's what it was all about, and the passion of going out there and creating the content. After the first year, we figured out everything that happens with the, the Jacob Blake situation. That kind of closed that chapter. But then we, get into, the blue glove chapter. Things got weird. I started having, because of course then I get subpoenaed into the court, a court case, which I felt was going to happen just because, again, everybody knows me, around here. So it's like if I was close and there was any kind of footage and there's people reaching out to me saying, oh, this footage helps connect dots, I was like, oh, it's just a matter of time before, before they get me, but, subpoena me and have me come, and then there's all this attention and all that. Now I'm having all this weird stuff happen. I'm having, like, people try to get, like, information from me. They're going to, like, my family's house. They're going to my ex's house, trying to find me because, of course, I'm going to have my information locked down as much as possible. Then you have people dox you. You have people, write, things about you out of jealousy and I don't know, it was just a weird time, and that really honestly started to break me down. And then in 2021, I'm in the middle of all of this, blue glove stuff going on. I lose my mom, my birth mom, and we were having, our relationship had been not the best at the time, so it really has affected me a lot throughout all of that, throughout all of this. And I was in court and having to testify, and there's all this pressure and these cameras and all these lights and stuff, news reporters in my face asking me questions and all this stuff. It was just it really was a difficult year, and throughout it all, having to smile and, figure out ways to make content to continue to live. Because again, there's all this attention on me, and it's not, I live in Kenosha and all these people know me in Kenosha. I'm at the point where I'm finally free, right? That's basically what I've been getting at. For the first 2 years, year one, it was focused on Jacob Blake as a content creator, not specifically, but on the environment surrounding that and the uprising here in Kenosha. Year two, blue gloves, other personal life, and also trying to build as a content creator, but feeling shackled to the first 2 chapters, which brings us to today and the reason why I'm making this video. No longer can I be shackled to the first 2 chapters, and then I figured what better time than the second anniversary of all of this happening, of me being blessed with more of a following, me being able to maneuver as a content creator and be able to live as a content creator, although I know people probably assume that I'm living the best. Me being a content creator is partially why I'm making the decision that I'm making right now, and I know that it's, some people are going to feel the way, but people have felt the way this entire time. I have opinions on things. There's things I'd like to talk about, things I'd like to cover, things I'd like to do. And I've been feeling over the past, period of time, over the past 2 years, it's built up to the point where I've now felt so beholden to people that I don't even know that it has when you're a musician, they call it or a poet or something, they call it writer's block. For me, it is caused creator block, where it's like, I do not even want to, like, I don't want to live stream certain things. I was doing interviews with people, and then I just was like, man, I don't want to, like, you learn so much about the inner workings of the society, and me being the type of person that I am, I would love to create real change. And I'm not saying that you can't create real change. I'm just saying in the position that I'm in the person that I am as a person, it wouldn't work because I am too real. So for my sanity, for my future, and for not just my future, I also have children, for my children's future, I need to zero in on my potential. And what I've realized is my potential as a content creator is up there, and I can't allow, even if it causes me to at first lose followers, to have my creativity stifled any longer. Because throughout it all, like I said, the Jacob Blake chapter, the Uprising chapter, the Blue Gloves chapter, throughout it all, I've always mentioned, like, hey, I'm me, and I've always shown signs of the things that I'm actually into. And no longer am I going to allow a following of people that I have tons of love for, especially those that support, those that say kind things, those that show love and say come out to the events and support the things that we do for charity. But at this time, I would like to also make money. My life is okay, but it could be so much better. And honestly, it's a recession. So I'm just gonna do the things that I love, unless I move away and get a job somewhere, if I'm in Kenosha, this is what I got, baby. So hey, you may like it, you may not like it. If you're rocking with me the long way, please make sure you turn on those notifications. Think about subscribing to the page if you'd like to. It's been a very, very wild past 2 years. We've seen some wild stuff. I have seen some very, very, very wild things. Some things the camera didn't catch. Some things that the camera did catch. And, for my sanity, for my future, for, just overall for me, it's time for me to go back to focusing on myself. And you may like the things that I'm focused on. You may not like the things that I'm focused on. But that's me. And the people that have been rocking with me for these past 2 years, maybe even longer than these past 2 years, you know my heart. At the end of the day, I also have to live my life too. And there's certain things, that I have to do now with the spotlight that I've been given. I can't allow it to fizzle out, because then what was my plan the whole time anyway? So, man, hopefully you guys appreciate everything. I don't want to continue, I've been thinking, it's like, man, dude, it's okay, it's the 2-year anniversary. I don't even want to even really say anything. It's the anniversary of a horrible situation that went down, and a horrible situation that followed thereafter. So it's like, that's not me, I wasn't even really involved, really. I was involved, but I wasn't involved. So it's like, I can't allow that to define me. And what does define me is still yet to come. We've been on CNN, we've been on podcasts, I've done my own stuff. I want to continue to build, I want to continue to grow, and I want to continue to smile. And over these past few months, I haven't been able, you may have thought that I have been, when I come out in public and stuff, I try to be the best Koerri Elijah that I can be, but I want it all to continue to be genuine is all I'm saying. So, man, here's to the next year of Koerri Elijah being a content creator, not being corporate, but then, still doing partnerships. Again, shouts out to Firmo Optical for sponsoring this video. This is really just an update, what I've been up to, anniversary, and what you can expect from me going forward. Again, there's going to be a lot of content that I'm going to be doing. And again, the reason why I'm doing this video is so you're not really too surprised by what I'm going to be doing. I love video games. I love Comic Cons. I love talking to people. So you may be, getting insight on creators that I think are cool. You might be getting insight on the latest show that's been going on. I have the Koerri's Movie Club group here on the page that I'm going to be active in with a lot of movie reviews, and there's a lot of collaborations that I'm working on as well. So I'm going back to my golden era of YouTube mindset. And if you're around for that, you know what I mean. But for me to grow, this is what I have to do. So thank you all. I love you all. I say that, and I genuinely do. And I know I'm not going to have everyone's heart forever, especially with this shift that I'm making. But at the end of the day, this has always been Koerri Elijah. So this hopefully won't be too hard for everyone to digest. It's been 2 years since, we've randomly exploded here on Facebook, but we need to explode everywhere. And for me to do that, I have to be comfortable with myself and the content that I'm producing, and feeling beholden to others, especially people that I cannot grasp, has been making that hard. And for me to shake all of the traumas that I've experienced over the past 2 years, I have to do that. So hopefully you all understand. If you don't, I understand that you don't. It is what it is. But until next time, I love you all. And yeah, hopefully we'll figure out exactly how we'll all be remembered.